Facebook. What the hell is wrong with you? Facebook asks users, should we allow men to ask children for sexual images? Social network admits survey asking whether it should permit adults to ask 14-year-old girls for sexual pictures was a mistake. That's probably the understatement of the 2018. Facebook has admitted it was a mistake, and why is that in quotation marks, to ask users whether pedophiles requesting sexual pictures from children should be allowed on this site. That answer should be obviously no, they shouldn't be allowed on the site. And if I have to explain why, get your head examined. On Sunday, the social network ran a survey for some users asking how they thought the company should handle grooming behavior. You contact the police. There are a wide range of topics and behaviors that appear on Facebook. One question began, in thinking about an ideal world where you could set Facebook policies, how would you handle the following? A private message in which an adult male asks a 14-year-old girl for sexual pictures. I think the vast majority of people in the world would say, no, don't allow that on the site. But apparently not. As seen here, there are a couple of options. One saying it should not be allowed, and one said it should. A second question, well, who should decide the rules around whether or not the adult man should be allowed to ask, why is this even a question? They're asking kids. You know? The answer should be no, this should be a rhetorical question. You know, they should not be allowed to go around asking kids for photos. And no, if they are, they should be removed. No questions asked. This is very disturbing that Facebook would even consider there are multiple options on this issue. Maybe they read that article about Vice did a while back. Anyway, here's the survey that was done last night, I guess. I myself did not get this, thank God. God, I would definitely choose the should not be allowed on Facebook and no one should be able to see it. You know, it's common sense. You know, you don't want this. Yvette Cooper, MP, chair of the Home Affairs Select Committee, condemned the survey. This is a stupid and irresponsible survey. Adult men asking 14-year-olds to send sexual images is not only against the law and is completely wrong and appalling and exploitation of children. I cannot imagine that Facebook executives ever want it on their platform, but they also should not send out surveys that suggest they might tolerate it or suggest Facebook users that this might ever be acceptable. I think Facebook got a wind of the article Vice put out last month about pedophiles on social media and how to deal with them, and they're thinking this is a way to bring up this topic here. At least that's my guess about it. Well, why else would they? They're Other parts of the survey ask similar questions about content glorifying extremism that depends on and asks users to rank how important they felt it was that Facebook policies were developed in a transparent manner, where fair, it took into account different cultural norms and achieved the right outcome. What exactly does that mean? Look, Facebook is a US-based site, so I think they should follow the cultural norms of the West. That's just my opinion. Or more specifically, the US. In other words, this stuff should not be allowed on the platform. And cultural norms is not an excuse. Facebook Vice President of Product, Guy Rosen, said the survey was a mistake. We run surveys to understand how the community thinks about how we set policies. This is a no-brainer policy. No, it shouldn't be allowed. And the scary thing is that there are probably people who said it should be allowed. That's the frightening thing about it. And hopefully, anybody who did say that were removed from the site. But this kind of activity is and will always be completely unacceptable on Facebook. We regularly work with authorities and if identified. It shouldn't have been part of the survey. That was a mistake. Guy, you have the gift for understatement. In a statement, a Facebook spokesperson added, "We understand this survey refers to offensive content and is already prohibited on Facebook that we have no intention of allowing, so have stopped the survey." This is not about offense. This is about illegal activity. Do you not get that? We have prohibited child grooming on Facebook since our earliest days. We have no intention of changing this, and we regularly work with the police to ensure anyone found acting in such a way is brought to justice. Well, Facebook at least owned up to it and took the survey down and said that it was a mistake, which, like I said, is an understatement of the year, but you know what I mean? How did this even come up to begin with? That's what I'd like to know. What made Facebook think that this was a good idea? Like I said before, my best guess is it was probably had something to do with an article that Vice came out with about a month ago, where they were talking about quote unquote non-offending or virtuous pedophiles on social media, and how social media doesn't know how to handle them. And I think this is, I think we're seeing the first outgrowth of that here with Facebook's most face-palming thing they've ever done, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a hell of a lot.